And welcome back to Captain Reviews number 18. In this episode, I'm going to be reviewing the next 5 builds submitted to my Discord, and as you can see, one of them is rolling away. And the first build is going to be SA-C20 Spark. Pictures. Nice looking small fire truck. Got a bunch of the big ones. Load into an aircraft. Nice thumbnail here. RS by Olli and Jan. I like these pictures in a workshop. That's nice. Description: the SkyTech SA-C20 is a municipal fire truck designed to serve primarily city environments, but it can easily handle any other terrain. Well, it is smaller than the Ignis fire truck, so it is easy to maneuver around. A smaller engine, it can reach same performance level, but with much longer. A 6-person cabin, 4,000 liters of water, enough equipment for the whole crew. It can operate on its own or assist others in structure fires, forest fires, or medical emergency. Manual, startup, ignition on, headlights on, parking brake off, fluid anchor, color codes. Good technical data here, all the speeds, vehicle specifications. I like these. Schematics. These are always cool to see. Credits: Elite Hazard thumbnail, and SRS testing and help. SRS Discord. Alright, so we'll start our walk around. I like the cab over design, looks really cool. I like the grille detailing here. Big bumper with winch, lots of lights. The nice SRS paint job as usual. Fluid hose anchor. The color codes are in the description. So we have access doors here. A lot of equipment. Our hoses, firefighting equipment. Nice fake ladder. More equipment on this side. Same type of stuff. Cool. Now this has to be spawned in a larger in a hangar or something because the doors default open. Doors here that has XML windows, so you can. So, not seeing a door handle, but I can. If I can, this is an XML edited. Alright, and so the startup was pretty simple. Ignition on, headlights on, parking brake on. That's so. I would just label that. It just says key. I'd put a key. Not that it's hard for any. Always easy. It saves yourself some questions in the discussions workshop page if somebody's inevitably asking. I can't find how to turn it on. Sticky thing, hazard lights, floods, headlights, spots, cabin light, emergency lights, siren. Especially with the sound blocks, nice. The sirens are nice. Really cool lights there. Some nice XML edited lights. Really cool. Nice lighting on this. Go ahead and shut the siren off. Can. My hand's on the right key. Alright. Let me see. We have cabin temperature, cabin heat. A little bit of a jitter on the monitor here. Parking brake off. Go. You can also switch into manual mode. Has the same dash Ignis has. Cabin light. Nice detailing in the cabin here. That's kind of good to get off-road a little bit, but I like the size of this one. The other ones are nice and big, but this is a little bit more approachable. And then, as you can see from the pictures, it also had was able to be loaded into an aircraft, so that's kind of cool. Cool functionality. You see, it's handling the terrain well. Yeah, it's handling the terrain well. It's nice and compact in size. I like all the detailing on top. We have a axe and a shovel there, a ladder on top. Have the engine's number on the top. Really cool detailing in here. So go ahead and stop. And I'm going to go ahead and back here. So we have the passenger compartments for the back. And you can see it has the tanks drawn on. That's really cool feature. Really cool vehicle. I like it a lot. All right, next vehicle is the URO VAMTAC ROAF Light AC vehicle. I tend to like to see this frame kind of deleted, but really nice work on branding in there. I like that a lot. Just the frame kind of takes away from it a little bit. Nice pictures on here. I always like, this is from Secret 176. Here he usually puts on a picture of the reference material. I always like to see that. It's kind of cool to see, what the reference material looks like, and then what little changes you have to make because of the limitations of game. Like you see how you have to add huge ammo drums compared to this tiny little ammo drum. That'd be kind of nice to see in game, some belts or something. But it's always nice to be able to compare the reference material and the choices you made in game to make it work. Nice paint job. I always paint job. Have a snorkel. Some good pictures on there. Again by Secret 176. The URO VAMTAC Light AC variant. Thank you for buying the blueprint for the URO VAMTAC Light AC. This version has smaller windows and a light autocannon's highly mobile Humvee 1-to-1 recreation. Do not use infinite fuel. Turn off economic mode for high speed and acceleration stats. Light, high explosive round, speed 170 kph, acceleration very good, brakes very good, seats 6, 430 liters, off-road testing good. Engine power okay, multiple versions will be available soon. Minimap with coordinates, lockable doors if electricity is not infinite. 1-to-1 recreation. History, the Aurora VAMTAC is a Spanish four-wheel drive military vehicle manufactured by Eurovesa. Externally, it is similar in appearance and design to the Humvee of the United States military due to its similar requirements. More than 2,000 vehicles have been delivered to the Spanish Armed Forces. Several other countries operate the VAMTAC as well, and it has service most recently in Afghanistan and Syria. The vehicle comes in 3 models named I3, S3, ST5, and has several configurations. The URO VAMTAC was developed by the Spanish company URO so that it would meet the requirements of the Spanish military for a multi-purpose, air-portable, high-mobility off-road vehicle with good payload capacity. Just as the HMMWV entered production in '84, Spanish Army started to think of purchasing. VAMTAC concept did not materialize until '95, with a competition held for a next-generation TAC vehicle. The American vehicle was also a natural candidate for several reasons. They decided the vehicle that could exceed the U.S. design. After the vehicle was tested by the Spanish military, received a 5-year contract and was produced from 1898 to '03. In '05, the contract was awarded a 5-year contract. After a 3-month trial period, this also introduced some changes, and the 2 models named T3, T5, and designated I3, S3, respectively. It is similar in appearance to Humvee because both vehicles are designed to meet specifications. All right, here are all the credits. All right, so no real instructions on how to start it, but we'll figure it out. So again, nice paint job on this. Good, some good choices here on trying to get this to be as close to 1-to-1 as possible. And we only have the blocks we have in game, so nice to see that challenge. Really good camo job here. I like all the rivets there, holes. Look in the back really quick here. What's visible microcontrollers, and let's see if I can open the back head. All right, so we have some equipment in here. These types of microcontrollers, I like to see these hidden just because nice, or the FX, but the reference stuff there. That's cool how the tire moves. The spare tire, I like that. Our hatch there for the gun. These types of builds, it's hard to have all the space for everything. Choices. Economies. Go ahead in. Instructions, I'll just figure it out. It should be buttons on. Lights. What do you Economic mode, locked doors, hood raises. Let's look at that. That's always a nice feature to be able to look out on the engine. Map there, radio frequency mic and speaker. Lights, spotlights, heater. What this one? Radio transmit. Oh, had to get on my seat. Electric circuit breaker is on. Let's shut the hood. All right, let's start driving. So handbrake is space. 1 is reverse. 2 is horn. 3 is light autocannon. 4 is turret control camera. Let's fire the light autocannon. And 4. Maybe we can steer it with 4 now. That's neat that you can do it all from the driver's seat. Not hard for me to both aim and drive at the same time. It's a little bit of a finger mash. You know, I might switch the handbrake to fire the gun. That way, it would be a lot easier for me to drive and press spacebar. That would be my only suggestion. Is I can drive and then tap my gun with my spacebar. It's kind of a finger mash. I have to kind of reach over to get free. Or even put the gun on. See, like I can't steer right if I'm trying to do my gun. If it was on space, I could. So it's a really cool vehicle. I like this a lot. And the next vehicle is Toby the Tram engine. And I like to see that frame deleted. There are plenty of tutorials on that. It just kind of takes away from your own design on there. But I like to see the name on there. Picture. I have reviewed the bus before. I enjoyed that. So it's all part of a Thomas tank engine series. Looks really cool. I like these cartoony builds. From Cars and Planes 2009. Toby the Tram engine. This, of course, is number 7, Toby the Tram engine from Thomas Tank Engine TV show, the Railway series books, based off a GR Class C53. The GR Class C53 was a class of 12 060T steam tram locomotives designed by James Holden and made in 1903 for the Great Eastern Railway. They passed to London and Northeastern Railway at the grouping, received the LNER classification J70. Bus pictures Birdie the Bus from Thomas Tank Engine. That was right. No instructions again, so I'm gonna have to just figure it out on my own. Alright, so we're in here, so let's light the fire. All off. Let's get back in there. That is tail light. Hopefully this is lighting the fire. Okay, temp's coming up, so fire's lit. Sometimes it's hard to tell. There's interior light here. That's the regulator. XML edit. Oh, and it's on a pivot. Oh, copy that. Bell. Headlight. We have water level, coal level, boiler pressure, and boiler temp. So the temp's coming up. Go ahead and sit in the seat here. What else do we have? Speed. Kill the bell for right now. Here we have brakes. That's reverser. Brakes. Okay, and that is... Alright. We're just waiting for spoiler pressure here. I'm gonna go ahead and take the brakes off here. So, bit slow on brake application, but no H menu at all, so all controlled. Throttles. My boiler temperature is over 100 now, so we should be building some pressure. So let's go ahead, start bringing the regulator up. In. Must have a big lift handle or something. Here we go. So cool designing on this. You know, it's based off real vehicle, of course, in the show. I like the wood on there. That's neat. Base, of course. That must be the release for coupling there. But really neat vehicle. Wonder if it hits the if it grounds out, but really neat vehicle here. I like the smoke coming out of there. I like it a lot. This is a cool little vehicle. And then let me try to just quickly put it in reverse. So we'll bring the regulator down. That's a neat way to do it. You know, I assume that there's some sort of big, large valve for that, and kind of simulating that. Again, more parts from the devs would be nice. Trying to get the reverse here. So let's do reverser. And we'll regulate backwards. So this gauge here, I would index that. You didn't index this gauge, so that's why it's doing the spinning nonsense. All you have to do is index that gauge, and that will... Oh, derailed. Yeah, we derailed just because the switch was on, so that's nothing to do with that. That's just switch back, so not a big deal. But I would... I always like to see people index their gauges. Like you can see, that's just spinning around. I would make it so that, you know, 0 is 0. If you're gonna do forward and reverse, you could always do zeros in the middle there, and then have negative, you know, reverse here, and then positive there. But spinning gauges are kind of, you know, they don't give me much information. But really cool vehicle. I like it a lot. All right, so the next vehicle here is the RH-12K Rescue Hovercraft. And I like to see that frame on the vehicle frame go away. That's always better. You saw on some of the other vehicles, you know, they put like the name of the vehicle. That's always nice to see on the thumbnail. Kind of a little bit of extra details, you know, kind of shows off your build. Go through some pictures, some nice pictures here. Cool little hovercraft is always nice. This is from Floating Text. RH-12K Rescue Hovercraft, your very own personal hovercraft, completely fitted out to handle rescue missions for the low price of 12,000 DEMA dollars. Capable of speeds up to 100 kilometers an hour, able to operate on land and water, cheap, only 12,000, and fuel efficient, capable to carry 5 people, storm length numbered. That's always nice to see. What is this? This is the hovercraft. In the real world, it uses the fans to push air to propel itself, also create an air bubble under the skirt. The black part vehicle glides without much friction, but how does it work in Stormworks? It doesn't. Stormworks doesn't really have parts to make such a vehicle. I have to do some tricks to simulate the effects as best possible here. On land, it floats on wheels, laying flat on the ground. Wheel slides have 0 friction, and on water, I'm using some fins to make the craft skim the water. How do I drive it? I made the operation as streamlined as possible because I like it that way. First, the air to skirt button. It's like a handbrake. If you press the button, it unlocks the vehicle to move around. You can also use it to stop vehicle on land. The engine start stop, pretty standard stuff. Press the button to go anywhere. Engine automatically goes up to around 700 RPM for stability. You have an RPM dial on the right side. Light button spot, fog, standard green, red position lights. You can also use what you like. Update on seat 2 button. You can enable the built-in transponder locator. I'm not going to go through all of this. Always start the engine before pressing the air to skirt button. Slower is always easier to handle by a lot. Turn, slightly feather A and D until the vector points where you want to go. Turn sharply, let go of W, press AD, and the craft is pointing where you want to go. Press W and feather AD. Trimming W will help out since you're not going down to 0 thrust when you let go. On water, avoid sharp turning and never let your vector go 90 degrees or more. It will sink you instantly. All right, so we'll go give this a whirl. All right, so let's start with a walk around of the hovercraft here. So I like the color scheme, the detailing, nice detailing paint on skirts. Side doors here. All right, let's open this one up. And so I like the little cockpit area here. It's nice and confined, but it's also like I can still get in and move around. We have plenty of seating here for rescues and whatnots. Bunch of equipment. Go ahead and jump in here. AD steering, WS throttle forward only. 2 is transponder locator. So we want to turn it on before we do the air to skirts. Air to skirts. W. All right, very simple to operate here. I'm turning it. There was a vector. Let me see the vector. So here's the vector. You'll probably index this gauge so that it points, but maybe if you did negative, you could vector. But it's showing. Actually, it's working right. It's showing where it's gonna go. A little bit slippery, but that's probably, it just takes a little bit of time getting you. Have to do a jumpy poop here. Probably get stuck here. Pause it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to relaunch it here. I necessarily picked the best base. It's a little bit tough to control, but I think hovercrafts aren't notoriously easy to control because they are slidey. So this is kind of slidey as well. But you know, nice, quick and easy startup procedure here, so it's not difficult to get moving, which is nice. I'll take it a little bit easier. I was kind of hammering it. Going third person. I want to find the ramp. Okay, there's the ramp there. Stay in third just so I can see the ramp as I try to go down the ramp. There we go. All right, let's hit the water here. And, you know, it's not necessarily designed for jumping, so it may misbehave, but that could just be me. Okay. Alright, so is there any way to reverse this? Okay, there we go. Alright, nice. We're moving now. That's pretty cool. That's very cool. Nice to see a little hovercraft. I like the size of it. It's not overly large. It can easily spawn at a bunch of different places. So going a good speed here. I'm gonna stop, see how it behaves. So it hovers right on the water, so that makes it so you can easily do some rescue on it. So that's cool. Try to get back on land here. So it's nice and easy to control. It's not overly challenging. It's very approachable for people. That's would be a nice, cool little rescue vehicle to go use, especially you know, kind of on a beginner career game. Go ahead and hit up on the water. I'm not going to hit this too hard because blocks tend to detonate when you hit something. Take our time and just up this. There we go. Yep. Something's up. That might be too steep for up, but very cool vehicle. I like this a lot. All right, so the next build is going to be a POI, point of interest, a ground base. This is Aaron's Marine and Fabrication LLC. Again, nice to see the frame gone. That would be nice. It takes away from your own picture when you have frames tacked on. Cool base here. A lot of detail in here. Things like fish tank. That's cool. That when we get nice pictures on the workshop pages from TXFire 336B. Aaron's Marine and Fabrication LLC. Welcome to Leroy Manufacturing. Glad to meet. I'm Aaron, Chief Engineer at LRM. The island base has just about everything you need to survive the wild world of Stormworks. Let's dive in, shall we? 235,000, 94.99 kilogram loose vehicles, 10,000 diesel, 10,000 jet, 42,000 liters of fresh water. Auto, close entry doors and house, interactive engine, swap boat, engine spawns and garage. Boat is functional once engine is placed. That's interesting. In and connected if put in water or tsunamied into water. A-frame gantry, crane for engine swap, wireless and wired, stacked fuel storage tanks, lift truck, Indy car, workshop garage under helipad, deployable lifeboat with lift, functional ballast submarine needs a vehicle with a small connected water, jet generator, overdrive button on generator, diesel emergency generator, hand crank, solar array, toggleable, freshwater tower and desalinator, fully functional boiler system, heats water for hot taps with temp control, doghouse, interior climate controls, light up stove top and oven, fully functional vent hood, underbed, floor safe, fully functional bathroom, sink and shower, interactive fish tank, day lighting, night, full weather station, external camera, interior generator control panel, attic, roof access hatch, floating dock, helipad, night activated exterior lighting, plenty of repair and survival. You guys can go ahead and read through this. All of it. me see if I can find out where it says this spawn. So I've been trying to look to see where I can spawn this. I think I have to flying around the different islands. It's always nice if you're gonna do one of these, pretty early on. Say if you where you want it spawned. There are a bunch of different island shapes. If you just take a little picture on the map, that's always helpful. I'm pretty sure I know which island it is now, but that is always helpful to put that kind of forward. Have a little picture of where this should be. I would highly recommend adding to the workshop page some instructions to help people out on how you want to do this. You're putting this at one of the bases where you can use a workbench to bring it in. You do have that add-on banner on there, but it's always easiest if you explain to people how to do this. So I'll go ahead and I'll do it here, and it'd be nice to see you add that to the workshop page. So you need to start a new game for this. Do whatever you want. I'm gonna do a custom game. Go wherever. I'm gonna end up teleporting probably. Custom large boat is where this should be. Go to enable add-ons. Official add-ons. I just shut them all off, so they start all the way on. Shut them all off. Go to saved. I'm sorry, workshop island getaway. You want to select that on. Now you're ready to start. So start. Again, I would go on your workshop page and I would add instructions on how to do this. That's going to be the best way to keep people from getting frustrated, because if somebody gets frustrated, they're just probably not even going to use your add-on. So I would tell people exactly how you want it used. Go ahead and get it. I'm inside. All right, so we are spawned in. So again, it's always easiest if you explain to people how to use stuff. So this needs to be an add-on because it overlaps. So normally the boat, can you spawn stuff in here and not have a problem? That's the question I have here. If you can't spawn in full-size stuff, I would also tell people that. Okay, so it allows you to keep spawning in, so that's cool. That's nice that it didn't ruin the functionality by having this be an add-on. Often what you can use is you can use the workbench over there to actually put things in. That's how I've done it in the career build series. Let's go ahead and look. I'm not gonna go ahead and put the engine in the boat. It's a neat feature. I'm just not gonna spend the time to do it, but it's kind of a cool little thing. People are asking for missions and more stuff to do. So, it said in the description you can use this crane, probably lift the door here, and then, install the engine. I'm not going to go through all of that, but that's a cool little feature to have there. Boat release, I'm not, but that's a neat thing to have, is the ability to load the engine in here. We have our generator. So this is the normal workbench. It's all very monotone. It's all pretty much the same color. I would make this floor a different color just because it seems like it's all one color. Especially these really light colors in game are very reflective light. There are some exterior lights. Power station. Generators on, helipad lighting. Yeah, personally, I wouldn't be using turbines for power generation. They're just way too loud. It's like you're listening to, it sounds like a jet's going off. That's my only gripe there. Have our shower here, hot and cold taps, that's neat. That's cool, like that. But yeah, it's way super too loud. I know everybody, a lot of people are talking about they like to use, I see it all the time on Reddit, people like, oh, use, turbines for making your boats and everything else, and they're super loud. That would be my criticism of that. It's super loud, you wouldn't be able to spend much time here, it's just way too loud for you. So we can drain and refill the fish tank, which is kind of a neat thing. Hold it, yep, drain it and refill the fish tank. Neat to have a fish tank, I like that, that's a cool feature. Fish tank lights, neat. So it's kind of it's a nice cozy space. Light, stove tops, that's neat. Broiler there, boiler. Vent hood, doubles as bilge pump. That's neat. Some nice detailing in there. Again, it's very monotone. You know, it has all the same colors. Okay, so I'm just microcontroller city up here. And I guess we can go up another level. It's tough to get up with that door in the way. I put the door the other way just so I have roof. So really nice detailing in here. You have your water tower up here. So just a really neat space here. See what's in here. Workshop. The engine's in here. So there's our engine for our boat. Or maybe not. I don't know. Have a forklift. So it's kind of neat in here. It's you know, this has a little bit more of a story to it, which I like. That's kind of neat. So we have a connector there. That's neat. This is a neat idea to have kind of a story base. You know, people have been asking for these sorts of sub release. Okay. Sub right here. That can go in the water. So this is a neat place. What's the containers? You can put a couple containers here. How does one load the submarine into the water though? Boat here. So this is a neat base. I like this. I would just, you know, it's very monotone and these light colors are a little bit bright. Let's check it out during the at night. Yeah, the whites in game can be very tough, so I would just, you know, a little bit different coloration, just kind of break up the, you know, it's like everything's white. I would just break that up a little bit. I would definitely go on the workshop page and tell people how to load this in. You know, tell people you need to start a new game. You know, in order to enable an add-on, you need to start a new game because a lot of people they're going to get frustrated. They're going to they're going to keep downloading and downloading and downloading, and they're going to be like, why is this not working? And then you're going to have to field 20 questions on the workshop page of it doesn't work, and you're going to have to explain to people. So the better you explain it up front, the less likely people are going to have to ask you 200 questions. And so that's something I would recommend doing. But it's a really cool base. I like the neat little things of having, you know, you need to build your boat and stuff like that. Kind of a nice little story mode. So that was a really cool build. I like that a lot. And a special thanks to Olli, Jan, Secret 176, Willis Not Live, Baffy J 38, and Captain Leroy for submitting your builds for Creation Review number 18. I really enjoyed checking them all out. And we will see you guys in the next one.